Compared with HUAWEI Y9 2019, HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019 and HUAWEI P Smart Z has a similar structure. Main differences of these models include the following aspects. First aspect, elevator front camera and rear cameras. HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019 and HUAWEI P Smart Z uses an elevator front camera. Remove the PCBA and elevator motor before replacing the elevator front camera. The front camera of HUAWEI Y9 2019 can be replaced directly without removing the PCBA. For HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019 and HUAWEI P Smart Z, the rear cameras can be replaced directly. For HUAWEI Y9 2019, remove the rear camera support before replacing a rear camera. Second aspect, side buttons. For HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019 and HUAWEI P Smart Z, remove the side button plug before replacing a side button. For HUAWEI Y9 2019, remove the PCBA before replacing a side button.
HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019 has 3 rear cameras, while HUAWEI P Smart Z has 2 rear cameras. These 2 models are different in the following aspects. First, there is one more rear camera opening on the rear cover of HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019. Second, there is one more rear camera installed on the PCBA of HUAWEI Y9 Prime 2019. Third, the rear camera lens module adhesives for these 2 models are in different shapes. Other adhesives and their attachment methods are the same, and the other parts of these 2 models are the same.
Prepare the required tools. Power off the phone. Use the eject pin to remove the SIM card tray. Attach a piece of process protective film to the TP. Place the phone on the heating platform with the rear cover facing down. Heat the phone at 65 degrees for 5 minutes and take it out. Fix the phone on the general disassembly fixture with the rear cover facing up. Attach the vacuum cup to the lower part of the rear cover. Pull up the rear cover to open a gap. Swipe the opening pick along the gap to separate the rear cover. Gently remove the rear cover. Avoid tearing the fingerprint sensor FBC apart. Use plastic tweezers to remove the fingerprint sensor FBC mylar. Open the fingerprint sensor FBC ZIF connector keyboard clip. Remove the fingerprint sensor FBC. Use plastic tweezers to remove the adhesive from the rear cover and middle frame. Use a lint-free cloth dipped in alcohol to remove the residual adhesive. Use the Phillips screwdriver to remove the 11 screws from the PCBA support. Use the plastic spudger to pry out the PCBA support at the instructed position. Remove the PCBA support. Install the PCBA support. Tighten the 11 screws on it. Attach a warranty sticker to the specified screw. Use plastic tweezers to attach the rear camera foams. Use the B2B connector removal tool to unfasten the battery FBC B2B connector, main FBC B2B connector. LCD FBC B2B connector, side button FBC B2B connector, rear camera 1 B2B connector, rear camera 2 B2B connector, fingerprint sensor FBC B2B connector. Remove the fingerprint sensor FBC, rear camera 1, rear camera 2. Attach new conductive fabrics to the new rear cameras. Remove the screw from the elevator front camera steel sheet. Use plastic tweezers to remove the steel sheet. Use the B2B connector removal tool to unfasten the elevator front camera B2B connector. Use plastic tweezers to remove the coaxial cable RF head from the PCBA. Use the plastic spudger to pry out the PCBA at its lower right corner. Remove the PCBA at a proper angle. Use the opening card to remove the thermal adhesive from the PCBA and front cover assembly. Use lint-free cloth dipped in alcohol to remove the residual adhesive. Apply around 95 plus or minus 10 milligrams and 30 plus or minus 10 milligrams of thermal adhesive on the two silkscreen areas respectively. Tilt and insert the PCBA in the front cover assembly. Press the PCBA in place. Fasten the elevator front camera B2B connector. Install the front camera B2B connector steel sheet. Tighten the screw on it. Fasten the rear camera B2B connectors. Side button FBC B2B connector, LCD FBC B2B connector, fingerprint sensor FBC B2B connector, main FBC B2B connector. Use plastic tweezers to fasten the coaxial cable RF head on the PCBA. Use the Phillips screwdriver to remove the 5 screws from the elevator front camera and elevator motor. Use plastic tweezers to remove the front camera B2B connector steel sheet. Use the B2B connector removal tool to unfasten the front camera B2B connector. Use the plastic spudger to pry out the PCBA at its lower right corner. Remove the PCBA slowly. Use the opening card to remove the thermal adhesive from the PCBA and front cover assembly. Use lint-free cloth dipped in alcohol to remove the residual adhesive. Use the Phillips screwdriver to remove the screw from the elevator motor and the screw from the flange. Use plastic tweezers to remove the flange. Take out the elevator motor FBC and remove the motor. Take out the elevator front camera. Use plastic tweezers to remove the front camera support. Install the support on the front cover assembly. Attach the elevator motor FBC adhesive to the adhesive area on the front cover assembly. Place the elevator front camera inside the camera support. Push the elevator front camera in place. Install the elevator motor on the front cover assembly. Attach the motor FBC to the adhesive area. Install the flange. Use a screwdriver to tighten the screw on the flange. Attach a piece of mylar to the flange. Use the Phillips screwdriver to tighten the 5 screws on the elevator front camera and elevator motor. Use the Phillips screwdriver to remove the 7 screws from the subboard support and speaker. Use the plastic spudger to pry out the subboard support to the instructed position and remove it. Use plastic tweezers to remove the coaxial cable RF head from the subboard and remove the coaxial cable. Use your thumb to push the speaker rightwards. And then use the plastic spudger to remove the speaker. Use the B2B connector removal tool to unfasten the main FPC B2B connector on the subboard. Pry out the subboard at the instructed position and remove it. Tilt and insert the subboard in the front cover assembly. Fasten the metal snap fit. Fasten the main FPC B2B connector on the subboard. Tilt and insert the speaker in the front cover assembly and fasten the snap fit. Install the coaxial cable RF head on the subboard. Use the plastic tweezers to fit the cable in the groove. Put the remaining part of the cable beside the motor. Tilt and insert the subboard support in the front cover assembly. Press it in place. Tighten the 7 screws on the subboard support and speaker. Use plastic tweezers to remove the side button plug. Use the opening card to push out the side buttons. Use metal tweezers to remove the volume button and power button. Install the volume button and power button on the middle frame. Install the side button plug. Use the adhesive attachment fixture to attach the rear cover frame adhesive to the rear cover. Remove the release film from the adhesive on the rear cover. Fasten the fingerprint sensor FPC ZIF connector on the rear cover. Use plastic tweezers to attach a piece of mylar to the ZIF connector. Align the rear cover with the front cover assembly. Install the rear cover properly. Place the phone in the press-fitting base mold in the correct direction with the TP facing down. Place the press-fitting base mold in the press-fitting platform. Press the handle to start press-fitting. After the press-fitting is complete, take out the phone. Insert the SIM card tray in the phone. Check that the phone can start up properly. This is the end of the video tutorial. Thanks for watching.